It starts in silence, in stillness, in the quiet war between the thoughts in your head and the life you dare to live. And most people, most men and women walking the earth today, have no idea that the battle is already underway. Because the truth is this: you become what you think, not what you say, not what you intend, not what you pretend in front of others. You become what you truly think, deep down, when no one is watching, when the lights are off, when the show is over, and the mirror reflects back the naked soul. Every thought you allow, every belief you reinforce, every story you repeat in your head becomes the blueprint of your life. Your thoughts are the architects, your habits are the builders, and the structure, your results, is exactly what you designed. But here's the tragedy. Most people inherited their thinking. They didn't choose it, they absorbed it, like a sponge soaked in limitation. They listened to teachers who settled, parents who struggled, friends who feared, and they believed it all was truth. And now they live inside a prison they didn't even build. But if you're listening to this, you are not most people. You are here because something inside you is waking up. That inner voice, the one that's been whispering for years, is finally screaming. Not in anger, in conviction, in remembrance. It's calling you back to your power, reminding you that your destiny has always been within reach. Because you do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what you are is shaped by what you think consistently. This is not motivational fluff. This is physics of the mind. Electricity obeys laws. Gravity obeys laws. And so does thought. Napoleon Hill knew this over a century ago, long before neuroscience caught up. He said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." He wasn't just being poetic. He was describing a mechanism, a formula. Conceive, believe, achieve. But it doesn't start with the goal. It starts with the thought, the seed. And if you plant a seed of doubt, do not expect a harvest of greatness. If you allow the thought of defeat, of scarcity, of I can't or I'm not enough, you've already lost. The mind is a fertile ground. It does not care what you plant. It will grow weeds with the same energy it grows orchards. So the first act of power, the first discipline of kings, is to guard the mind. Because if you lose the battle there, it doesn't matter what you do out here. Now understand this. You are always thinking, every moment. Thought is not something you turn on. It is the constant narrator of your reality. And that narrator can either be your coach or your enemy. But here's the problem. Most people never audit the voice. They live with a mind that insults them, a mind that repeats their past instead of designing their future, a mind that's been hijacked by fear, by the media, by comparison, by failure. And that voice becomes prophecy, because your subconscious cannot distinguish between fiction and truth. Whatever you repeat becomes law. If you say, "I always fail," your brain wires that belief in deeper. If you say, "I'm terrible with money," your nervous system aligns with poverty. If you say, "No one ever listens to me," the world mirrors back exactly that. But if you dare to say, "I am capable, I am focused, I am built for greatness," and you say it with fire, with feeling, with repetition, your mind shifts. And when the mind shifts, everything else follows. This is why the successful protect their thoughts like treasure. Carnegie knew this. Edison lived by it. Ford swore by it. Every titan of transformation, from ancient philosophers to modern icons, understood one truth above all. The quality of your life will never exceed the quality of your thoughts. And your thoughts are a choice. Yes, a choice. You are not the victim of them. You are the creator. And if you don't take that throne, someone else will. Circumstance will, society will, distraction will, but the day you take control of your thinking is the day the tide turns forever, because mindset is not just part of the journey, it is the journey. Before the wealth, before the success, before the fame or freedom or results, there is mindset, there is belief, there is vision. And vision, true vision, is not about seeing what already exists. It's about holding a picture in your mind of something no one else can see yet, and walking toward it with unshakable faith. That was what Hill called a definiteness of purpose, a clear, unrelenting vision that sears itself into your subconscious until it becomes inevitable. But here's the catch. The mind cannot serve two masters. You cannot say, I want abundance while thinking thoughts of lack. You cannot say, I want power while thinking like a victim. The mind must be aligned, and that alignment starts with daily discipline. What are you feeding your mind every morning? Are you planting seeds of strength or surrender? What do you believe about yourself when things go wrong? Do you see failure as feedback or as identity? What internal movies do you play when no one is watching? Because those mental rehearsals become your behavior, and your behavior becomes your life. Understand, thought is the first domino. Everything you touch, your income, your health, your relationships, your legacy, rises or falls with the quality of your inner dialogue. So stop waiting for the world to give you permission. You want transformation? You want change? You want wealth, freedom, strength, clarity? Then start here. Start with the 6 inches between your ears. That is the battlefield. That is the throne room. That is the forge of all miracles and all misery. And every day you are choosing, consciously or not, who sits on that throne. Make no mistake, this isn't about positive thinking. This is about powerful thinking. Deliberate, disciplined, dangerous. Thinking that dares to reject the world's limitations. You must think beyond your reality, until your reality has no choice but to catch up. Because the world does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you expect, what you command, what you declare through your focus, your energy, and your repetition. And repetition is the mother of belief. The more you repeat it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more you act like it. The more you act like it, the more the world reflects it. This is the circle of creation. And it all begins with a single, conscious thought.